guys, it's Philsy back with another video. The last video I did, it was about the new Raptor. You're probably hoping it's going to be about the Raptor, but unfortunately it's not. Wanted to get my eye in and the paint scheme right for when I crack on with the Raptor and the Sikaran. So without further ado, let's zoom out correctly so you can see what's in front of you. And yes, it's the first of my two Storm Eagles. Again, I do apologise for not having all the proper videoing facilities. I might look to do it in the future depending on how well my channel picks up. I've got a lot more subscribers than I actually thought, but that's down to help from friends, let's say, Mr. Chuffy for one, and Moggy Miniatures is the other. Both, you know, helped me a lot. So anyway, let's have a look around the Storm Eagle. Again, it's going to be a bit jerky because I have to move the tripod by hand. You know, I don't have all the proper stuff yet. So let's have a look. Zoom into the door again so you can see the weathering that I put round the door. I picture this, you know, slamming up and down every time it lands, crew getting in and out. Being Renegades, they're not going to give two hoots about the vehicles anymore. They're just going to, you know, use them to get in, to get out as quick as possible. Just pan around to the front. You'll have to excuse if you can hear the rain because I'm in my conservatory. It's where my little den is, my little man cave. It's just a basic Storm Eagle, but I'll show you around as we go. Spin it by hand, excuse my hand coming to shut. Turn it round to the front and slide it over. There we go. As you can see, one of the first things I've done this time round, which I've never done before, is coloured in the cockpit. I always used to painstakingly sit there and paint all the instruments, and you know, then you glue it together, you put on the canopy, and you can't see none of the work. So I just thought, I'm just going to have them mirrored, and this was the colour scheme that I came up with myself. I just looked at a few cockpits of things, and you know, I think it works. I think it works quite nicely. I didn't shave off the Aquillas. I'm kind of thinking they've only just gone Renegade, so they wouldn't have contemplated shaving off Aquillas just yet, but I have on my Raptor. That's a different story. So what I chose to do, I don't know if we can get in any closer before we go out of focus. I pinched an idea of Forge World of desecrating the Aquila with blood. You know, World Eaters is all about the blood, so it seemed fitting to do. I'll try and wind down the camera slightly so you can see the hatch. Again, we work on the premise that this is going to be slamming up and down, so that the door itself would be more grazed and scratched than the actual sides of the Storm Eagle itself. So that was what I had in my head. I've showed you in a previous video the weathering and battle damage that I do. It's the same technique again used on this. Maybe not as much as tanks, because obviously the tanks are on the ground and they're bombing through shrapnel, and you know, you could argue the point that these are flying through flak and coming from orbit, so it's down to taste, I suppose, at the end of the day. Spin it around for you. I have chosen again with all my armies I heavily weather them. I just think there's so much to look at when you weather them. I'll stop it there. I did do a cardinal sin, which I mentioned last time in the last video, which was running out of decal fix. I did, after doing a tutorial and showing you guys what I use, I tried something else on this because I couldn't get my hands on Vallejo in time, and it was poo, for want of a better word, without swearing on my channel. It was pretty poo. So some weathering there again for you, using all the same techniques. A lot of AK Interactive is used on this vehicle. I do like AK Interactive. Most of the paints are either Vallejo or GW paints. I still do use them. A lot of people choose not to use them, but I get on with them. But like I say, it's Vallejo and AK Interactives mainly. So spin it around for you. Back hatch is as damaged as the front. A lot of jet wash and debris flying up and giving it a coat of dust and muck and whatnot. It's a seriously unloved Storm Eagle now, in games terms. In collector's terms, it's one of my prides and joy. Very lucky to be able to get the things that I get. My partner is very understanding when it comes to my toys, so it's a good thing. Right, I'm going to fade out and then I'll come back in with a shot from above, because there's quite a lot to look at up there, I think, and I think it might interest you. So I'll say au revoir for now, and I shall come in with a top shot. See you in a minute, guys. So, a shot from above. As you can see, heavily weathered, with jet washes, and you know, as it's flying through the atmosphere, you know, got to use your imagination. I'll go in a bit closer. These were all techniques using AK Interactive. I like the idea of like oil seeping out slightly, and because it's going so fast it's dragged it backwards and generally mucked up the Storm Eagle. And here, this is where I envisage like the missiles firing out and just causing like a scorched paint on the top of the missile pods. So there you go. Again, spin it round like that. See the cockpit from the top. If you've got any questions, just you know, message me, leave a comment, you know, anything you want to ask, and I'll try and get back to you. If this is something I wanted to say, if I don't get back to you, it's not because I'm being rude. It's I'm new to all this, and sometimes I forget to look at new messages. So I do try my hardest to answer all of your questions. You know, it's something new, and I'll get the hang of it eventually. And I hope that my work inspires you to try do some of the techniques yourself. To be perfectly honest with you, all my techniques that I've learned from YouTube, watching other YouTubers with their techniques and utilising it myself. You know, there's some great people out there that you can follow. Templars Crusade 01, he's a fantastic modeler and painter. Like I've said before, Chuffy and Moggy, they're both ones to look for. Somebody to look for on Facebook is Warmaster Painting. That guy is legendary. I would go I strongly suggest you go look at his stuff. War Master Painting. So yeah, have a look. Anyway guys, you take care and hope you like the video. Comment, rate and subscribe, and I'll see you next time guys. Thanks.